Session 4-1, Session 4-1, 5th December 2022. The exegesis of Quran or Quran elaborated by ex-brigadier Muslim Sabballah. We continue with the last surahs of Surah Fatih, that is 6 and 7, 6 and 7, the path of those whom you have rewarded, not the ones who earned your annoyance, that is the Jews, nor those who went astray, that is Christians. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. Ameen. Now, in these verse of 6 and 7, we are on mainly a couple of surahs of Surah Yasin, barring one or two of Surah Yasin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Session 4-1, 5th December 2022, verses 6 and 7. Here too, as in many other verses, that is the Surah 19, verse 87. Here too, as in many other verses, Allah forewarns man against creating associates and such fiercely false beliefs of getting salvation through their recommendations. Here too, as in many other verses, Allah forewarns man against creating associates and such fiercely false beliefs of getting salvation through their recommendations. Now there are people among the believers too who have created intermediary medieval gods, wasilas, at various shrines, not only for their salvation, even for the fulfillment of their day-to-day requirements, concerns, desires, ambitions, and prayers, supplications. I repeat, now there are people among the believers too who have created intermediary medieval gods, vasilas, at various shrines, not only for their salvation, even for the fulfillment of their day-to-day requirements, concerns, desires, ambitions, and prayers, supplications. Allah the Almighty also forewarns. Allah the Almighty also forewarns against such perverse beliefs, religious disorientation, against such perverse beliefs, religious disorientation. Surah 12, verse 106. وَمَا يَؤْمِنُونَ أَكْثَرُهُم بِاللَّهِ إِلَّا وَهُم مُشْرِكُونَ. And most of them who believe in Allah also at the same time attribute associates with Him, also commit shirk, pantheism, polytheism. And most of them who believe in Allah also at the same time attribute associates with them, also commit shirk, pantheism, polytheism. Surah Yasin 36, verse 2-4. Inni zalla fi zulalim mubin. Translation: If I do so, that is, I leave the all omnipotent Allah and begin worship embodiments of impotence, helplessness, uselessness, and total incapacity. That is your demigods. I would indeed fall into blunder. Blatant, manifest error. 36 Yasin verse 2-5. Inni amantu bi rabbikum fasma'un. You may do whatever you like. I have achieved satisfaction in entirety in my Allah, who is your Allah too. So let it be known, surely I believe in your Rabb. I believe in your Rabb, the exceedingly kind. Listen to me. 36. This was man Habib, who is who continues. Verse 36. Surah 36, Yasin, verse 26. قِيلَ ادْخُلِ الْجَنَّةَ قَالَ يَا لَيْتَ قَوْمِي يَعْلَمُونَ. Those obstinate scoundrels killed him there, killed Habib there and then, Allah also taking him into heaven, there and then ordered, enter the heaven forthwith. Allah also taking him into heaven, there and then ordered, enter the heaven forthwith. Habib was so infused with the love of his people that he requested Allah, somehow my people should know that I have been sent to the heaven. Habib was so infused with the love of his people that he requested Allah, somehow my people should know that I have been sent to heaven. 36, verse 27. بِمَا غَفَرَ لِي رَبِّي وَجَعَلْنِي مِنَ الْمُكْرَمِينَ. Somehow my people could know that my Rabb has patronized and graced me and has included me among the respected, honored ones because of my belief in his monotheism, because of my belief in his monotheism and bearing the consequent torture of the disbelievers with patience and perseverance. Allah likes and obviously Allah likes and obviously deserves and has undisputed right to have the best of the people of the mankind for himself. Allah likes and obviously deserves and has undisputed right to have the best of the people of the mankind for himself. He doesn't like, he doesn't accept, he doesn't take number two things, number two people. He knows everybody's number. He knows everybody's number, but the mankind must also see what he knows. But the mankind must also see what he knows. Belief in one and the only Allah and persecution go together, always concomitant. Belief in one and the only Allah and persecution go together, always concomitant. If a believer is not tested, doesn't undergo hardships in the way of Allah, he may well be a hypocrite, whom Allah does not want to expose. He who breaks in a test falls from the pedestal which he had apparently but not actually achieved. The episode of Habib is an illustration of the desirable conduct of faithful believer ordained for those who desire and endeavor to reach their God, their Rabb. The episode of Habib is an illustration of the desirable conduct of faithful believer who are ordained for those who desire and endeavor to reach their God, their Rabb. This is the history as well as the future of the ardent followers of the prophets. This is the history as well as the future of the ardent followers of the prophets. Led by Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's example, almost all his companions faced grave persecution, hardships, tests, and tortures. Allah wants just the number ones. Allah wants just the number ones. Those who desire status, those who desire status, place, and a perch, a high place with the Rabb, must get ready to replay Habib's episode and reenact the sunnah of his beloved ones, the companions of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. However, to succeed, they must prepare themselves, work on themselves patiently, and acquire the power potential to prevent onslaughts of the disbelievers, which can pulverize them outright, and result in their failure to persevere. However, to succeed, they must prepare themselves, work on themselves patiently, and acquire the power potential to prevent the onslaughts of the disbelievers, which can pulverize them outright and result in their failure to persevere. Yasin 36, verse 2-8. وَمَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَىٰ قَوْمٍ مِّن بَعْدِهِ مِن جُندٍ مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَمَا كُنَّا مُنزَلِينَ. Translation. And we didn't drop, use any force of angels from the skies on his Habib's people after him to punish them for the abominable disgraceful killing, nor was it necessary for us to do so. And we didn't use any force of angels from the skies on his Habib's people after him to punish them for the abominable disgraceful killing, nor was it necessary for us to do so. 36 verse 2-9. إِنْ كَانَتْ إِلَّا صَيْحَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ فَإِذَا هُمْ خَامِدُونَ. So there was simply a single sound blast, a few sound waves from an angel. Then they all, as though extinguished, expired. There and then, instantly. Elaboration. Till the time Allah's message was delivered directly by the prophets, but the people exceeded all acceptable, forgivable limits with no chances of retrieval. They were destroyed, annihilated, killed directly through the use of natural environment, that's winds, storms, blizzards, rains, etc. This was in the manifest shape. Of flood, hailstorm, stone storm, that is pelting of stones, windstorm, and blast, etc., on the people of Nu, Ad, Smooth, Hud, Firon. The angelic force was used only for the assistance of the last prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his companions in the Battle of Badr, 1 after Hijrah, AD 622. 36, verse 30, Yasin, verse 30. Ya hasratan alal ibad ma yatihim min rasulin illa kanu bihi yastahzi'un. Translation: lamenting the conduct of the mankind. Ah, how unfortunate, sad, the infidelity of the people, alas. There wasn't ever a prophet sent to them. There wasn't ever a prophet sent to them whom they didn't overly mock, whom they didn't overly mock, excessively ridicule. Next verse 36, 31. Alam jarakum alkana qablahum min al-quruni annahum alayhim la yarji'un. Translation: don't they ever see how many the numerous people we have pulverized, ruined prior to them, that they destroyed people, that the destroyed people never returned, that the destroyed people never returned to them. There's a fixed appointed time when they'll be exhumed, raised from the graves, and they'll return but to their Rabb. There's a fixed appointed time when they'll be exhumed, raised from the graves, and they'll return but to their Rabb. Next verse 36, 32. وَإِن كُلٌّ لَمَّا جَمِيعٌ لَدَيْنَا مُحْضَرُونَ. And there is none among them, all the people who would not be forcibly rounded up all together to be brought in front of us. And there is none among them, all the people, and there is none of them who will not be forcibly rounded up all together to be brought in front of us to our presence as enslaved culprits, as enslaved culprits. Their sudden annihilation was effectuated as an immediate retribution, punishment. The actual punishment awaits them at the 0 hour hereafter, when all their deeds would also be exhumed, brought up again, when all their deeds would also be exhumed, brought up again. Yasin, Surah 36, next verse 33. وآية لهم أم الأرض الميتة أحيانا وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون. This is the last verse today. Apart from the apostles, we are also who are also the signs and manifestations of the one and the only Creator. Another indication, sign for them, the malcontent, the rebellious, the bloody-minded, to believe that Allah is the sole Creator, the all omnipotent, and the only one who can recreate the dead, is bringing the dead land to life again. Is bringing the dead land to life again, and raising through it, and doing it with cereals which they devour, consume throughout their lives. The disbelievers question, have lurking doubts as to how would the man be re-raised. The disbelievers question, have lurking doubts as to how would the man be re-raised. This is precisely the manner the Overlord, the Rabb, would organically raise the man from the dead earth. Man would actually be raised as a tree, and this grown-up tree would be so actually like him that if someone who had seen him earlier would pass by, he would have no problems recognizing him. And this grown up tree, I repeat, would be so actually like him that if someone who had seen him earlier would pass by, he would have no problems recognizing him. In his present life, man is nourished from the mouth, can move, gradually grow up to use his feet, walk, and keep growing till his youth. In the process of regeneration, he'll be nourished from earth, and remain fixed like trees till Allah orders all the souls to enter their respective bodies, and they'll comply with within seconds, and they'll comply with the second. This would be another blast. So that's the end for today. Please pray for me. Shall meet inshallah tomorrow. Ex Brigadier